Okay, I'm gonna test. Everybody can hear me now. Um, one more. One more. Forgot the website. The Sunnah followers. Oh, hold on. Let me cut this down too. And just to remind everyone, for those of you who would like to join, you can watch us live at Sunnah Followers from my website at www.sunnahfollowers.net. You can't see it because I got so much going on here, too many computer screens. But if you go there, click where it says join. No, it says live stream. There I am, and you'll be able to see me. Let me make sure I got the sound off. Okay, so I have it. That way I can see your questions and comments on there too. Hold on, let me set it here. Oh. Okay. All right. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, who everyone who's joining in and giving the greeting to me. Yeah. LinkedIn, we're live on LinkedIn. Super people in Zoom, y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thanks, Sabrina. All right. Sister Wafab, walaikum salam. You hear me on LinkedIn? Alhamdulillah. Comme si, comme ça. Life is comme si, comme ça. I mean, come on. I mean, what is it? Like I said, who are we? Y'all saw by the short video that I put out for the women the other day. I mean, who are we sisters today in 2023, soon to be 2024? Who are we to complain about our lives? You know, when we look at the story of those female companions, you know, and by the way, I want to thank Sister Wafaf for sending me that information. She translates into better English those hadiths for me, because those hadiths are not translated well. But by her having a degree in Fusha and a degree in English, she helps me from the Emirates. She translates, give me better wording. But subhanAllah, like, you know, who are we to complain? And that's why I always suggest to you, sisters, when you're feeling down, when you're depressed in life, when life is caving in on you. I mean, it's easy for us as human beings, and this is for the brothers too. It's easy for us as humans to feel sorry for ourselves and be unhappy because life isn't going the way we want. People don't love us. People don't like us. A lot of you complain of that. You know, we all feel alone. And even me, like I'm going to tell this one sister here, I feel alone too. You know, who doesn't feel alone today? Most women are not married. Most women, we are alone. This is one of the signs of the last hour. And this is one of the consequences of being alone. You feel unloved. You feel unappreciated. You feel unwanted. Every woman. Let me just talk about this before I start the class, because ever since I've been getting up, thanks to you guys and my mother, I've been waking up every day after Fajr, trying to get off my third shift schedule. But the problem with that is I get all y'all's phone calls now. Oh God. Because before I wouldn't hear your calls when I was asleep. But now I can't help because I can't stand it ringing. And some of you sisters, the single women here, I mean, a lot of you are young. Okay, I'm an older woman. A lot of you are younger, and you are to talk about how you don't have a husband, you can't find a husband, your family's not looking for you a husband, and all of this. Well, welcome to the world. That's just the way it is. And then if they find you a husband, you're going to find out that he's 9 times out of 10, he's not the way that, you thought he was. You end up in divorce. These are the signs of the last hour. We're living in the days of fitting that the prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us of. But I want you sisters to understand that you're not alone. And that's something that even I share with myself. I'm not alone. I have Allah. Allah is always there for us, guys. He's always there for us. He wants us to turn to him and talk to him. But maybe a lot of you tell me, oh, I talk to Allah, but I'm still the same. Well, maybe you're not saying the right things to Allah. You're not saying the things you should say. You sisters are still saying, oh, I want a husband. I want a husband. I'm tired of being by myself. I want somebody to love me. I want somebody to make me feel special. Maybe you need to stop saying that. And instead, maybe what you sisters need to say is what I say. I'm lonely all the time. I'm always alone. I am the most loneliest person you'll ever meet. When those feelings sneak up on me, and they've been sneaking up on me a lot this past week, you know what I do? I talk to Allah, but I don't say, oh, Allah, give me this man. Oh, Allah, make this man want me. No, no. I say, oh, Allah, take away. This is my dua. I always say, oh, Allah, take away these negative feelings that I am feeling within my heart. These negative feelings of loneliness, these negative feelings of pain and hurt, these lonely feelings of not being loved, not being wanted, and replace them with nothing but love for you and the prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what I say. And maybe that's what you sisters need to do. Because again, none of us knows what Allah have in store for us as women. And Sister Amina, you're another one. This is one of my students, Amina. Amina's been crying about not having a husband and being lonely a long time. And I know she's been as alone as I've been, as long as I have been. Okay. But see, you got to change. Allah may have something better for us, Amina. Maybe there is no man in this world worthy of you, worthy of me. That's how I look at it. I love Allah, sister. I love the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I love all those companions. Can't nobody on this planet come between Allah, his messenger, and those companions. Nobody. Maybe that's too strong for any man to be able to handle, because most men want a woman to worship them. Most men, you guys hear the Q&A that goes on here at my website. We had a brother join here last Friday. What was his thing? His belief is you can't be good to a woman. What did he say? You can't be nice to a woman. You can't show kindness to her because all it's going to do is make her rebel. A lot of men have that mentality and that belief. So maybe Allah is protecting you from that, Amina. Most men want a woman to make him their world. You guys hear some of the famous speakers coming here. What do they say? If there was ever a creature to prostrate to, it would be a husband. If there was ever a person's pus to lick, it's your husband. That's what the men want you women to really, they take those hadiths and they twist them around to try to make you women believe that you are supposed to almost worship your husband. And that's not the way it is. Marriage is not that way. Marriage is a partnership. You know, we work together. We show love to each other, compassion for each other. We help each other. We will better each other in this world. We grow together and we keep our eye on the ultimate goal of paradise. But most men don't understand that. They want to break you as a female. If they see your heart, you're strong. You're a person like us, Amina. You know your deen. You're not going to put up with that dumb stuff. So that, you know, most men, when they meet a woman like us, it's a competition to break you. I don't know about you, but I'm 62 years old. I'm too old for that. I don't have time for drama. I have anxiety. I can't deal with the stresses of life that I used to could deal when I was young. When I was young, I was married before, a couple times, several times. I had the energy then. I could deal with the drama, and I dealt with it. But I'm older now. I don't have time for that. It's all about preparing for the grave. So maybe Allah is sparing you. He's sparing you that drama, Amina. And he has somebody else better than anything here waiting on you. You've grown so much in your knowledge of this religion. You've grown so much in your practice. You are a dynamic woman. So perhaps Allah has a companion. Maybe it's Khalid bin Walid. Maybe it's Umar, radiallahu anha. Allah got somebody better who's more deserving of you, waiting for you in paradise. You sisters don't ever think about that. Let me tell you something that these brothers don't tell you, sisters. Yes, every man in this world has at least 2 wives from the El Hurin. There is no man from this world who will enter paradise without having at least 2 women from the El Hurin. You hear that all the time. That's true. They deserve that. That's their reward. But also, how many men tell you? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also said there will be no single people in paradise. No woman from this world will enter paradise without a husband already waiting for her. Did y'all and sisters know that? If you are single in this world, you die having never been married, or you die like me, divorced or whatever. There's when you cross that Sirat bridge and walk through the gate, your husband will be standing there waiting, and he will welcome you. How many brothers tell y'all this? None of them. He will welcome you. He will greet you. He will take your hand. He will say, "Good job. Good job. I've been waiting for you." So how many of you, that's where I get my comfort. So you sisters got to think positively. There ain't nobody worthy of you. Who's worthy of you, Amina? Look at the men that you know. I do it. I'm a woman of the dawah. There's a lot of knowledgeable men out there. But I know things that y'all don't know about them. I listen to them because I'm just as educated as those brothers are. Those brothers ain't more educated than me. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. They're not more educated than me with this deen. I study from the best. just like they did. Okay? But I find a lot of fault with what they say. I find a lot of error in what these brothers say. With all that Arabic they speak, I find a lot of error. Number one, they too much on on fatwa. They big on fatwa. Many of them don't ever use the Sunnah, or they don't know the history. Do you know a lot of these brothers don't know nothing about the Hadith? They memorized the Quran, but they can't tell you the history of this religion. You can't give them a verse and tell them explain it, and they explain it. Very few can do that. Very few. So I look around and I look at these brothers and I say, well, hey, he ain't for me. Maybe I'm too much woman for you. I'm too much woman for him. Maybe Allah's protecting me, because a lot of men are jealous of their wives. Did y'all know that? That's what a woman like me have to deal with. A daya, a female daya, we have to deal with men being jealous of the fact that you may know a little bit more than them. So rather than succumb to that depression, that heartache, that heartbreak, that sadness, I turn to Allah, Amina, and I say, oh Allah, I'm going through a hard time. I'm lonely. I wished I had a husband. I would love to be married, but evidently it ain't working out. So, oh Allah, take these feelings of despair, these feelings of hurt, these feelings of negativity and loneliness that is in my heart, and replace it with nothing but love for you. That's probably what you sisters need to do too. And then, you know, another dua that I make, Amina, remember the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the best supplications come from your heart, from yourself. I don't read books of supplications. I make my own supplications. Because as the prophet said, nobody understands you and your problems better than you do. So talk to your Lord. When my mind starts wandering, which it does a lot, because I overthink and my mind wanders, y'all know, even when I'm asleep, my mind is thinking about stuff. When I see that it's wandering too much and it's impacting my heart, okay, maybe there is a brother out there that asked for me to marry him. Maybe there is a brother out there that I was maybe interested in marrying. But it ain't working out, because that happens to a lot of us too. I got one sister here, the sister that I talked with before class. She said that her mother and father hooked her up. She's a young sister. She's not our age, I mean, she's young, in her 20s. Her mother and father introduced her to a nice Somali man. But she finds out that he lied about things. He's not the person that they thought. So her father came to her and said, no, you can't marry him. But she said she's hurt because she really, really liked this guy. But of course, she's not going to go behind her father's back. She's not going to talk to the dude. But she said, Sister Layla, I can't get him out my mind. My heart hurts and I can't stop thinking about him. She said, I can't even do my thesis. She's in college. I can't finish my paper because I can't get him out of my mind. I told her, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. I'm a fantastical woman. Y'all know me. I write fantastical stories. I I can make myself fall in love with love itself. I can fall in love with my characters that I write in my books. Okay? And my mind will start going off to, because I know I can't have that person, or that person doesn't exist. You know what I do when I get, my mind does that to me and I can't get somebody out of my mind? I talk to Allah. I say, oh Allah, remove all thoughts of this person that's causing me pain, that's causing me despair, that's bringing me down. Remove all thoughts of him from my mind and replace them with nothing but thoughts of you, Allah. Y'all see that? If we talk to Allah and say the right things, guys, that's how you become able to accept whatever his qadr is, whatever his decree is, because that's the problem with all of us as human beings. The Prophet Muhammad said the pagans of this nation are those who cannot accept the qadr of Allah. The woman that can't accept the fact that she's not married. The woman that can't accept the fact that she can't have the man she wanted. The woman that can't accept the fact that can't accept the fact. And so what does she do? She complains. This is why there'll be more women in hell than men, because we have a harder time accepting the qadr of Allah. We have a harder time facing the reality that life is nothing but one disappointment after another. We women have a hard time accepting that there is no happiness in this world. We have a hard time accepting that there is no such thing as happily ever after for those who do get married. You still got to deal with problems. So we complain. Rather than do that, sisters, turn that bad situation into something good. Replace it with Allah. For you single sisters out there who've been hurt by some man, like the sister that called me today, lied to. Some man made promises to you that he ain't keeping. Some of you sisters have been played. We talked about that in one of our talk show, our Q&A sessions. We get played a lot. Women get played. Okay? When you talk to Allah, change your words. Instead of saying, oh Allah, make this man want me. Because you can't make no. Why would you want somebody that don't want you anyway? For the young sister, why would you want somebody that doesn't want you anyway? Okay? Instead of saying, oh Allah, give me a husband. You know, what? Look at your wording. Give me a righteous husband. Maybe ain't no righteous husband for you here, but Allah will get you one when you cross that bridge. And ask Allah to remove those bad thoughts from your mind, those bad emotions from your heart, and replace them with only thoughts of him and only love for him. Because we want the love of Allah. Y'all understand that? Man will let you down. What does Allah say in the Quran? Oh, you who believe, put your trust in me. I will never let you down. We women are too trusting in men. We believe what they say. They know what to say to you. They can make a righteous woman fall from grace if they tell her the right words. Because we women are sticklers for love. We love love. But we don't understand that love was never meant to hurt. Y'all understand that? Especially you young sisters. Love never hurts if the person is hurting you. That ain't love. So trust in Allah. Ask Allah to replace that love in your heart for some man. Replace it with nothing but love for him and the Prophet Muhammad and those companions. Y'all got it? I mean, that's real talk. Yeah. That's real talk, young girls. Yeah, we all go through that. Layla goes through it too. I'm an old woman, but don't y'all know I would love to be married too? Any woman that tells you that she likes being by herself is a liar. I'm going to tell y'all something. Allah didn't create women to be alone. Don't get it twisted. Any woman that tells you that she's happy by herself, she's a liar. Because we weren't created to be alone. That's not our nature. We all want love. We all want to be championed. A woman wants to be championed. Even a woman like me. I'm strong. I'm tough. But y'all don't know I cry on the inside too. I give anything. I would give anything for a man to walk through that door who was righteous and would champion me. But I faced reality. It's not going to happen. So I ask Allah to replace it with nothing but him. But I'm just like you, sisters. Let a man come through here that's righteous and will say, Layla, I champion you. I don't even have to know him. I'll marry him right there on the spot. As long as I know he's a righteous man. I don't care how he look. He can have a kickstand for a leg. He can have one eye. He can be that cyclops that men want you women to be. But if he was righteous and said, Layla, I champion you with my kickstand, I'd marry him right there on the spot. But such a man don't exist, probably. I don't think they exist in this world. So you keep it moving. Replace it with Allah. Why do y'all think I spend all my time on this internet doing dawah? I mean, seriously, sister, what is this? What's your name? Aurora? I know I'm probably pronouncing it wrong because you're Bantu. But why do you think I spend all my time on this internet? It keeps my mind busy remembering Allah. Teaching is an action of remembrance of Allah. I'm on here teaching to keep my mind off of the fact that I'm alone. To keep my mind off the fact that men will lie to you. To keep my mind off the fact that love hurts nowadays when it ain't supposed to. I don't want to end up in those type of situations. So I keep my mind busy remembering Allah, teaching this deen. Of course, I have that hope that kickstand man will come through the door. All of us women believe in fairy tales. I still have that hope that one day I'll get that call from some man who's righteous who will say, I champion you and I marry you right now. But of course, the reality is it ain't happening. So I'm busy. I'm busy teaching the dawah, making videos, streaming. I'm busy. Because the Prophet also told us, sisters, that when a person is idle, when we're doing nothing, that's when Shaitan creeps on us. Your personal jinn creeps up on you, Aurora. He creeps up on you when you are wasting your time doing nothing. Because your personal jinn knows your weaknesses and your strengths. So you got to pull it together. Get busy. Write your theses. Because that thesis is going to take your mind off of the pain in your heart. Okay? And make dua. Ask Allah to remove the pain. Remember, Allah tells us in the Quran, He's the one that can change the heart. Stop asking Allah to change that man's heart. Because that man don't want you. Instead, ask Allah to change your heart. Oh Allah, change my heart. Take this love I have for him out of my heart. Remove these thoughts of him from my brain and replace the love I had for him with love for you. The thoughts, anytime a thought creeps in my mind about him, Allah, take it away and replace it with thoughts of you and the prophet and those companions. Do you get me, Aurora? You got to snap out of it and make yourself busy. You understand? I hope all you sisters do. But don't let nobody fool you and make you think that a woman is happy by herself. That's bull crap. Whoever told you that is lying. If she is happy by herself, she ain't no real woman. You got some LGBTQ stuff going on or something wrong with her. Okay? Because we weren't meant to be alone, but we can be alone. But it's temporary. This world is temporary. Just like those El Hurin are waiting on the men of this world. Whoever Allah got for you as your husband is waiting on you too. Make Allah proud. Make that husband proud. And keep it moving, sister. Y'all got that. All right. Let's get on with the class. I'm sorry. I just, I can tell you. Yeah, well, they lying to you, Amina. Ain't nobody happy single. Anybody that tell you that is a liar. Ain't no woman happy single. Because I've been single and I ain't happy. I'll tell you, I ain't happy. We may learn to make ourselves content with our situations. We learn to accept the qadr of Allah and make the best of our situation. But am I happy? No. Like I said, I'll take a kickstand cyclops. Just come in here and say, Layla, I champion you. And I marry you right now. I'd say, Isa, do the marriage. But he got to be righteous, And by the way, marriage is not it ain't no courtship in Islam, sisters. That's another misconception y'all got. Ain't no courtship. If that brother ain't gonna marry you right then and there, he can keep it moving. He can keep it moving. Something wrong with him. We don't have no courtship. The brother gonna marry you. Then he marry you. What are you waiting on? Now, I know some of you young sisters, your mothers promised y'all when y'all was young, and that's different. But I'm talking to these older women right now. Some man tell you he gonna marry you, then why ain't he did it? Keep it moving. Ask Allah to remove that love from your heart and replace it with love for him. Keep it moving. Yeah. And by the way, just to remind everybody, we got the Islam Q&A show tomorrow. Maybe we'll make that the topic tomorrow. Since you sisters got a lot to say, it seems like we always end up with marriage and polygamy. But maybe we can make that a topic tomorrow. What y'all think of? Who's in my Zoom room? Is Fresno and them in there? Somebody.
Yeah, girl, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll talk about it. Let's make that a topic. Give me a theme to work on, Geechee. And we'll make that the topic tomorrow, because I'm telling you, since y'all got me waking up early, these sisters, but I'm letting y'all know, you young girls, we old women got the same issues. I wished I could be like you, Sister Layla. What you mean be like me? I ain't nobody. You think I'm happy alone? That's what the sister called me for, Fresno. She said, I wished I could be like you, Sister Layla, happy by myself. Oh, I don't want no woman listening to me on this planet to think that Layla Nashiba is happy by herself. Because if I were, then I wouldn't be a real believing woman. Ain't no woman happy by herself. I want that same fairy tale. But I'm in acceptance of the qadr of Allah. That's the difference. I submit to Allah. I don't submit to no man. I don't submit to my emotions. I don't submit to my desires. I don't submit to loneliness. I don't submit to anger. I submit to Allah. That's the only difference. But Layla ain't happy. Or you think I'm happy? You crazy. Like I said, let a cyclops come. He can have one eye and a kickstand. But let him be righteous and say, Layla, baby, I champion you and I want you to be mine. Y'all know I'm into paranormal. Let him come in here, a wolf. That's what I call him. Let him be a wolf and say, you are mine. Hey, Issa, do the wedding. Mukhtar, be the witness. Every woman wants a man to tell her that you mine. You think I don't want that? Girl, please. So we'll make that the topic tomorrow. We'll try to work on that tonight, guys, for the Q&A show tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Maybe I'll try to get some brother to come in here and speak from a man's perspective. Maybe I'll see if Mukhtar around. We'll see if we can get a brother to come in here and speak from a man's perspective on that. or my brother Issa or somebody. Now Issa come in here with his lick the pus stuff, so we ain't gonna bring Issa in here. All right. Okay, guys, let's get started. The sister said that was the class. No, it ain't. We gonna do the class. What you say, Sabrina?
That was it.
See why it's good to have a female dyer. That's why it's good to have a female dyer that knows the religion. And y'all see, I always speak with hadiths. These other women y'all listen to that look like nuns and innovate, many of them, you know, they don't never give y'all hadiths as examples. They always talk from the psychological aspect, because the Mu'tazila, and that's going to be part of the lecture too, the Mu'tazila, they use the Kafir theories and all of that as part of the psychology and the human psyche. Ain't nobody got time for that. What did the prophet say? SubhanAllah. All right, let's get started. Let me get my stuff together. Hold on. Now y'all got me wanting a real Starbucks. So hold on. Let me order one right quick before they close. Well, is this Christmas? This ain't Christmas, is it?
Nah.
Okay, so start.
It's the 21st.
Well, you know, 'tis the season. I don't know when they begin their season. I just know that Starbucks said we got different times this week. So I can order, right? Let me order right quick. Hold on. Y'all got me wanting a real Starbucks now. Hold on for a second. By the way, has anyone seen the new Hunger Games movie? You know, I finished the book. The new Hunger Games. Anybody saw it? Was it good as the book?
My daughter saw it.
Did she like it?
Florida.
What'd she say?
Go ahead, talk. She said she saw it in Florida when she went to Florida.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She said yes.
Girl, I hope they make another. That book, and they can go so far with it because, you know, Lucy Gray, we still don't know what happened to Lucy. But I really, you see Tigress? So I know who Tigress was. Tigress was his cousin and made herself look like a tiger. Girl, oh, I got to see that movie. You know, I'm into paranormal and dystopian stuff. Y'all know I escape reality. That's another thing too, sisters. I escape. Find an escape from reality. The way I escape reality is through my paranormal books that I read and my dystopian books I read, and through my writings, my fantastical writings. Sometimes we need that escape, man. Because life will kick your behind, man. Okay, hold on for a second. Let me get this DoorDash ordered. Y'all say it's still open. Starbucks. Hold on. I just want one. Ice white chocolate mocha. View your cart. Continue. Okay, place order. Okay, I had to order me that Starbucks. Y'all got me wanting something, a real Starbucks now. I've been making my own, but yeah. Okay, let's get started on the class. In alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala, wa rasulallah. Welcome to the first class of tonight, which is our Aqidah class. And this is the most important class that we have, because this is the class that gives us the ability to handle whatever trials or hardships that we face or encounter in life. This class is based on the belief. This class reiterates what the belief system of the Muslim should be. We believe La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. That's what we testify with our tongue to believe. But if you look at our lives, you look at how we handle our lives, how we live our lives, look at the choices we make. That determines if we truly do believe La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And we're studying from the book entitled Diluting Wala Wal Better, Volume 1. And we're almost at the end of Volume 1. So I want you guys to order Volume 2. And this book is written by Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid. This is part of his trilogy. You can order these books at Amazon. Go to Amazon.com and type in there Diluting Wala Well Better. Order Volume 1, and this will be starting Volume 2 when we finish these next several chapters. Okay? So I'm trying to give you guys enough time to get the second volume. And we've been focusing in on allegiance. What does it mean to have allegiance to Allah? Allegiance to the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and allegiance to each other. And we've been focusing in on how to show and maintain that allegiance in a non-Islamic or non-Muslim environment. So let's put the PowerPoint up on the screen. And I did have you guys I did give you guys the page number to review. Hold on, let me put it on the screen for you. So we'll be covering pages 301 through 304 today. We spoke about how al-wala or allegiance means, being there to show kindness to each other yesterday, how we interact with each other. We show love and compassion and empathy for one another. Well, today we're going to break down what it means to show support to other Muslims within our communities. And this is where we lose it a lot. Okay? When we talk about showing allegiance in our support, this requires us to stand by our fellow Muslims in times of oppression, in times of wrongdoing. The same way you guys see me doing. I can see that a lot of my students here, the young girls, are going through issues in regards to marriage. And then we got older women here too. So it's our job to stand by each other and try to help each other and support each other. It's my job as a daya to give you the hope that you need to get through whatever your dilemma is. It is my job as a dyer to give you the examples from the companions who were the best of this nation, to show that even they had to endure the same type of stuff and worse. So it's our job to support each other in times of oppression, in times of sadness, even in times of wrongdoing. When a Muslim is being wronged or oppressed, we're supposed to come to that person's aid and protect him. When I see that another Muslim woman is being hurt, being played, being oppressed, I'm going to come to your aid. Well, listen to this hadith. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, help your brother, whether he is an oppressor or if he is a person being oppressed. And the people asked him, they said, "O Prophet of Allah, it is all right to help him if he is being oppressed, but how do we help a person if he's the one doing the oppression?" And the Prophet said, by preventing him, by stopping him, by making it hard for him to hurt others. So this is something that we struggle with. If you see another Muslim doing something that he or she should not do, and it's causing pain or harm, then you're supposed to step in and let that person know, what you're doing is wrong. What you're doing to your wife. For example, you see your best friend is abusing his wife. He's being oppressive to his wife. You want to step in and say, hey, Aki, pull him to the side. And, the Prophet told us to be just with our women. The Prophet told us to be kind to our women. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam never laid a hand on his wife. He never called any of his wives bad names. He never abandoned them like that either. Some of you brothers may have a friend who's got a wife and he hasn't seen her in 6 months. The Prophet never abandoned a woman like that. In fact, Allah prevents that. You can't be away from a woman like that or no longer than 4 months. Subhanallah. And then when you go back to her, you either gotta make it right or divorce her. So it's our job when we see another Muslim transgressing the limits of Allah, we got to jump in and try to stop him from doing that. Okay? This is part of our faith. Because as Muslims, we're supposed to protect each other's life and property. Remember, anyone that professes to believe La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, their life, their property, their honor is sacred. So we have to protect each other's life, protect each other's property. My children are my property. My husband, my wives, these are our properties. You see something happening to another brother's child, you got to protect that. You go and let that brother know, your daughter's sneaking out the window at night. I'm your next door neighbor, and I see your daughter every night when you and your wife go to turn off the lights, she sneaks out the balcony. It's your job to let that brother know that's his property. We're supposed to protect each other's life, property, and honor. And we're also supposed to pray for each other's success. Pray for each other's victory. I really honestly want all of you women to not experience the hurt, the pain, the agony of the heart. So that's why I take it serious. I'm a woman too. No woman wants to be hurt that way. So we have to wish the best for each other. Pray for the success of one another, not the downfall. That's wala. That's showing allegiance to the Muslims in your community. And also, we're encouraged to keep ourselves informed about the conditions of the Muslims in our community and worldwide, and support this. One of the things that bothers me is there's a lot of Muslims with a lot to say about what's going on over there with Israel. But you got Muslims in your community who are suffering. You got Muslim women who are single, who have no husbands, no brothers who are Muslim, no one to take care of them, to help them. Do you check on those sisters? You know, we talk about all we can do to help Muslims overseas, but what about the ones in our community? That brother comes to you. He comes to the masjid asking for some help because he's having a hard time paying his bills for this month. You turn him away. You telling him that you sending your money to Gaza. Subhanallah, the prophet said charity begins here at home. Who's most deserving of your charity? He said the people in your community, in your town, in your city are more deserving. So what nonsense is this? That you brothers, you masjids are sending your money overseas. First of all, I don't know who you're sending it to because they ain't getting it. But even if they were getting it, you got Muslims in your community who you are obligated to take care of first and foremost. This is where we fail here in America. There's a lot of Muslims in America who are lonely. There's a lot of Muslims in America who are depraved and deprived in their communities. We got a serious problem with racism in the Islamic communities because this person's not Arab, this person's not Bosnian, this person's not from Pakistan. You toss them to the side, okay? But you're willing to help people overseas. So, you know, this is not the way it's supposed to be. As Muslims, we are encouraged to keep ourselves informed of the conditions worldwide and support their cause, and also within our communities. We need to understand that if a person does not show concern for the affairs of other Muslims, how can you call yourself a true believer? A person who does not strive to be sincere to Allah, sincere to the Prophet, sincere to the Quran, sincere to his community. This person is not a true believer. And that's the problem. We ask, why did Allah send this war? This war came from Allah, not Israel. They're just a puppet that Allah is using. Okay? It's a wake-up call. It's supposed to be a wake-up call to us. Martyrdom, inshallah, for most of them over there. But what about you people here or in the other parts of the world? Wake up call. You say you believe in Allah. You say you believe in the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But how do you show it? Do you help your brothers and sisters in faith? Subhanallah. So, and we're also supposed to show solidarity with each other. That's something that I'm always emphasizing. You know, a lot of us here in America are ashamed to be Muslim. So we don't dress the part. We don't act the part. We don't talk the part. We don't walk the part. Listen to what Tamim el-Dari said. He said the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the religion of Islam is based on sincere goodwill. He said goodwill towards Allah, towards his book, towards me, and the leaders of the Muslims and the common people. How many of us show compassion, kindness, and brotherhood within our communities here? You go to a grocery store, you see another Muslim and you say, Assalamu alaikum, they turn away from you. That's not solidarity. You see Muslims with boots. They got these so-called dawah boots that they set up on the street. They sitting there being all patient and derriere kissing towards the non-Muslims. But then if you come and challenge them with something and say, brother, what you're saying is not correct. Wait a minute, hold on for a second. Hello? Oh, you're outside? Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. It's my DoorDash. I was teaching a class. I'm sorry. Hold on. Talk about Muslims. He was Muslim. That's embarrassing. He said, Assalamu alaikum, Sister Layla. Here's your Starbucks. Friends, know the guy was Muslim. He said he could hear me. He was standing there listening. Okay. I got to remind me to edit that, guys. And he sent a text message. He said he tried to text me because he didn't want to interrupt my lecture. Oh, his name is Muhammad too. Okay. Alhamdulillah. He kind of looked like one of the brothers at the mosque here. One of the he looked like the Abdullahs. Latifa, he looked like Qasim. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I got to edit that part out. But anyway, let's put the PowerPoint back up. Got my Starbucks. So anyway, the religion is based on sincere goodwill towards Allah, to his book, to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the leaders of the Muslims and the common people. We're supposed to help each other, support each other, show compassion, kindness towards each other, be there to support one another. But how many of us experience this? How many of us here in America truly experience this? By encouraging the Muslims to support and help each other. This is Allah's way of reinforcing the idea of brotherhood. Remember, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that one of the things that separates us and differentiates us from the unbelievers is our brotherhood. That's also the greatest weapon that we have against the shayateen too. We're supposed to be there in good times and in bad times. We're supposed to have mutual respect for each other. How many of us do that? Listen to what Muhammad ibn Ishaq said. He said, Nabi, who was the brother of Abdul Dar, told me that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came upon the captives of in one of the battles they fought. And he separated them and said, be kind to them. This shows even with the non-Muslims, we're supposed to show compassion. Many of us don't even show it with each other. But our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam emphasized that. Okay. Also, we have another hadith where Abu Aziz ibn Umair ibn Hashim, who was a brother of Ibn Umair, he said, Abdul ibn Umair said, my brother Musab walked by me, and a man from the Ansar was holding me. And he said, hold your captive close to you because his mother has money. Maybe she'll ransom him from you. And when his brother Musab said that, he said that to Abu al-Usra, who was the one that captured him. He said, oh brother, is this your advice to me? And Musab said, he is more of my brother than you. Let me explain this hadith. This shows how the companions understood the concept of al-wala wal-bara, allegiance and disassociation. This was when the Muslims had fought the Battle of Badr. His brother was taken as a prisoner of war. But those companions knew how to draw the line. They knew how to draw the line between Allah and anyone and anything else. His brother was an enemy of Allah, was fighting against them. He didn't want Islam to prevail. So this companion knew how to put his brother in the proper grouping he belongs in as an unbeliever. So when he saw his brother taken as a captive, he let the other Muslims know his mother, who was an unbeliever too, is rich. That was his mama too. My mother has money. She'll probably pay the money to ransom him. So don't let him get away. And when he said that his brother was shocked, he said, I'm your brother. You gonna tell him to ransom me? And he let him know, you are my blood brother. But this brother here is more of a brother to me than you are. And that's what the prophet meant when he said, your spiritual ties. Your spiritual ties are stronger than your blood ties. That's also why the prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, don't think just because you come from my tribe, that you are from Bani Hashim, that I'm your brother and you can do what you want. He said, no, my relatives are those who believe La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, no matter where they are or who they are. How many of us can say that our allegiance is like that? I have some of you sisters here from this new Muslim group. Some of you are still not wearing hijab. And you're telling me that you're not going to wear it because your parents said that if you put a hijab on, if you dress like a Muslim, they will cut you off. Your allegiance is not there like those companions were. So you're going to disobey Allah and pretend to be a Muslim just to appease your parents. That shows that you don't have this type of allegiance, that something's wrong with your faith. And as the prophet said, you will never be a true believer until you love Allah and him more than yourself or anyone else. A lot of you sisters got a long way to go in your love and allegiance. So loyalty, as Muslims, we show loyalty and allegiance to each other, not based on color, not based on country, not based on bloodlines, but based on La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. Say, O Muhammad, to the pagans of your people, follow what has been sent down to you from your Lord, and follow not the awliya besides him. Little do you remember. Here in this verse, Allah is telling the prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to command those pagan Arabs who go around saying, we're your relatives. Tell them either they follow the Quran and they follow the Sunnah and stop following those idols and things that they associate and worship with Allah, or else. And that's what you guys need to do. So this verse highlights the importance of obeying Allah, doing what he commands, and also following his guidance and that of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This verse also warns against the temptation to follow anyone else, to take their rules, to take their threats or anything else over Allah. So for my new sisters here in this group that you guys have me in, you see, I try to take all the classes and address them to all the Muslims and all the different social groups you guys have me in, okay? You sisters have to let that go. You have to get your allegiance to Allah. Just because you say you believe in Allah ain't enough. Prove it. You got to show Allah that you believe in him. Dress the part, act the part, behave the part. And then Allah will change the heart of your parents over. Inshallah. Okay? Also, Allah tells us in the interpretation of the meaning, Allah has sent down to you the Quran and the Islamic laws and taught you what you did not know. And ever great is the mercy of Allah unto you. Subhanallah. Islam is not just a religion, guys. It's a way of life. Allah told us that as believers, like I was saying earlier, we'll never find happiness here. There is no happiness for any of us who believe in Allah in this world. But what he will do is give us increments of contentment. And he will give us the ability to make a decent way for us here. But as far as true happiness, that's a reward that we'll get when we cross that Sirat bridge and meet our waiting husbands. Okay? Do you sisters understand that? So you're never going to find true happiness here. This world was not meant to be a place of paradise for us. Our paradise is the next world. Okay? But Allah will give us increments of contentment as long as we obey him, as long as we follow his laws. And our Prophet Muhammad taught us what to do. Like I was telling y'all earlier, when you find yourself feeling lonely, when you find yourself feeling used, abused, when you find yourself wishing on a star, no matter where you are, when you find yourself doing that, turn to Allah and say, oh Allah, remove this from me and replace it with only love for you. The Prophet told us what to do. Follow his advice. Take his medicine, and you can have a content life here. So this verse here highlights the favor and blessings that Allah will bestow upon the believers through the Quran and through the hadith, or the example of the Prophet Muhammad. All we have to do is learn them and apply them. Remember, Allah knows his creation better than we know ourselves. He knows what emotions we're going to experience. But he gave us the tools to use to get through that. All we have to do is apply it. And also this verse emphasizes the immense blessing that Allah has given us all through his guidance. So all we got to do is take it, learn it, apply it, learn it, apply it, learn it and apply it, instead of giving in to these emotions of the heart, emotions of the brain and all of that other crap. So another verse to ponder. One of the number one reasons why Muslims today struggle in life is because instead of us taking the advice that Allah has given us, instead of us looking to the examples of our Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we've replaced them. We've replaced them with famous speakers. I like this sister because she talks about the psychology of this. I like this brother. I like Oprah. How many of you love Oprah? I like listening to Dr. Phil. These are kafirs. We've taken their advice. We've taken what they've had to say over what Allah and the Prophet has said. And this is why we are a messed up nation today. We're confused. We're misguided. We're apologetic. We're ashamed. We're more emotionally charged. We're imitating the kafir and all of that. Well, pay attention to this. Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning, whoever contradicts and opposes the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after, listen at that, after, listen again, after the right way has been shown clearly to him, and he follows the way, the other way, we will keep him in the path he has chosen and burn him in hell. This is one of the most powerful verses of the Quran that so many of you Muslims overlook. Many of you, all of you, you're Muslim. Allah guided you to the right path. You got people like Layla Nashiba preaching the truth. But instead of you taking what we're giving you from Allah and the Prophet, you're listening to those other speakers out there, like Dr. Phil, Oprah, or that sister over there with her degree in psychology. This is why you are at a standstill in your life. This is why you have no happiness in your life. Allah says whenever we take the wording of anyone over what he says or what the Prophet says, Allah is going to leave you in the path you're in. That's why you ain't got no contentment in your life. You're still stuck. You're stuck on stupid. You're stuck. You're not moving forward. You're just stuck. Allah is leaving you in that path because you chose something over what he said. You've chosen to follow someone other than the Prophet Muhammad. Many of you young brothers are stuck because y'all have taken these fatwas written by men who are not even here to defend themselves. You've taken their fatwas over the hadiths, or you've taken your sheikh, your scholar, your teacher over the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you're stuck in your path of self-destruction. You're stuck in that path. So that's a verse you brothers and sisters need to ponder the meaning of. So here Allah is telling us the importance of following the guidance of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's warning us against deviating away from the Sunnah. He's warning us against taking other people's advice and opinions that contradict what he said over them. But again, a lot of us don't listen and we're stuck. And this is why your life is the way it is. All right. So let's see how well you guys understood today's lecture. I'm going to give you a quiz. There's only going to be 3 questions. Let's see how well you guys can answer it. First question. Your brother is very oppressive to his daughters. He won't allow them out of the house for anything because he fears that they will succumb to their environment. His wife and his daughters come to you and complain. What do you do? And by the way, this is a real live question. One of the sisters here in this website brought this to me today. I don't want her to answer because she knows the answer, because I gave her the answer. But I got her permission to share her scenario because I'm sure there's others of you in her predicament. So what do you think the answer is? You got a brother who treats his daughters very badly. He won't let them out the house. They're homeschooled. They can't go to the grocery store. They live each day of their life locked up in that house. So his wife and his daughters came to you and complained to you about it. What do you do? Come on, sisters, let's get the answer. What do you do? For the sister that I gave the answer to, don't answer. Can you guys hear me in the Zoom room or nobody's there?
This is so familiar.
I know. But the one that I gave the answer to is in my Zoom room. Don't answer, sister. She knows she is. She probably laughing. Go ahead, Fresno. Take it.
You know, you ask Allah to give you strength to do what it is that you need to do. Because sometimes you got to wiggle your way. You don't have that strength to do what it is that you need to do. This is oppression. This will make you go to hell because you're going to blow his brains out. I'm speaking for me. So, you know, I have to ask Allah to help me, to give me the strength, because divorce is good and clean.
Wait a minute. No. You misunderstood the answer, the question.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, I told it.
Listen, Fresno. Listen. Your brother, your blood brother, he's married. And he treats his daughters so oppressively. He won't let his daughters, your nieces, he won't let them out the house. They can't go to the grocery store. They're homeschooled. They don't go nowhere. They don't go to nothing, you know. So his wife, your sister-in-law, she called you on the phone, and her daughters got on the phone too. And they asked you, you know, can you help us? We feel like prisoners in our own house. What would you do? You got it now, Fresno? Your sister-in-law.
No, I can't answer this question because I've even told him to blow his brains out and go on run away. So, let somebody else handle that.
I talk to him, telling him that he's being very oppressive to his kids. And I try to give him the best example of in a different way and try to tell him, because you're supposed to stop him if he's being oppressed, even against himself. If he's being oppressed or oppressor of someone, you're supposed to talk to him. So I talk to him and I tell him it ain't right what you're doing to your daughters. Your daughters is going to do this, and that, and you ain't saving them from nobody, because whatever they're going to do it anyway. So I try to talk to him and try to give him the best advice I could.
Exactly. What do y'all think about her answer?
I agree.
Exact. That's what you do.
I agree.
Fresno, you don't take no gun and blow his brains out. That's your brother. Instead, you know that you're his wife and his children are coming to you for help. You know, so you say, okay, I talk to them. Let me talk to him. So you would meet with your brother and tell him, you know, exactly as Bint Muhammad is saying, you use the Quran. And like Mina said, you use the Quran and the Sunnah and tell me this is not Islam. That the Prophet didn't keep his wives and children locked up. If you so afraid of the environment, then why don't you move someplace? Why you got them in a bad environment if you think that they're going to succumb to the environment? Yeah, but you let them know. Good job, Bint Muhammad. Good job, Mina. That was excellent, Mina. You know, you let him know it's your job to help him. Like she said, it's our job to help an oppressor to not be one. We don't help him by blowing his brains out, because that's a sin to kill another Muslim.
Girl, he need to be hurried on up off this
earth. But instead, we talk to him and let him know that what he's doing is wrong. You can't make no person no prisoner in the house. Y'all remember that sister we had a few years ago, Fresno? Remember 25, 30 years ago? She said her husband would leave to go to work and would lock her in the house all the time. I wonder what happened to her. That man was crazy, you know. But this man here, yeah, you can't do that, guys. You advise the person, you know, and you try to help him to not be an oppressor. Good job, Mina. Let's look at the next question. What about this one? One of the problems here in the U.S. is we have a great amount of single older women in our communities. Many are suffering with hardships, and the community is not aware of it. What can we do to remedy this? Sabrine?
Well, if the community is not aware of it, I think it would be good for us to begin to make these things clear in the community by in many ways. There are many ways, because many of them, the community don't know about this because it's ignored.
Okay, well, what would you do to make them aware? What are some suggestions you'd come up with? Fresno, you on the board. What do you think? There's a lot of single older women in all these Islamic communities here in America. Y'all know this is a problem. Wait a minute, hold on. You board members, Fresno.
Girl, look, you asking the wrong person, because too many people got that whole mentality, that gang mentality, want to use and abuse people that's trying to help them because they think Muslims just supposed to help them, so they want to play. You asking the wrong person now, Sheba. I ain't in it today.
What do you guys think? Come on. I mean, even where I live. Come on, people where I live. I can tell y'all what we do, what Mukhtar and them do. Yeah, go ahead, Lucy. What are some things we can do to overcome this? Go ahead.
We can get together and have a community where we go out and seek out the older generation and see where they live at and ask them what they need. Meals on Wheels, different things like that. Take clothes and things like that to them and make sure that they have everything they need for that time and whatever hardship, and tell them come to the message if they need anything else.
Now that's a good idea. That's what we do in our community, in Mukhtar's community. We check on each other. Don't nobody check on me, but they check on each other. Yeah, Mukhtar, y'all don't ever check on me, but I guess they don't have to because I'm on the internet. They check on me. I'm always on the internet. But yeah, that's something you can do. Have a committee, Fresno. Have a welfare committee in your community to reach out and check on all the single women. An Amir welfare or something like that. Like we used to have back in the Darul Islam days. An Amir welfare. What would the Amir welfare do? His job was to check on the single women, to keep an eye on them, to see how everything's going with them, if they need some help, some care, or whatever. Any other suggestions? Okay. Oh, good job, Bint Muhammad. She said we should develop a committee who would obtain the contract info for these sisters. Contact info. Good job. Contact them regularly. That's what I'm talking about, to find out the needs and all that. She probably from the Darul Islam movement too. Hello. That used to be done back with Darul Islam. Hello. Jamila. Let him know he is. Oh, that's the other answer. Good job. Give him some freedom. Good job, Jamila. Yeah, these are good answers, guys. And that's a good suggestion. You know, we should have a committee in a place in our Islamic communities. Have a committee in place to keep an eye on the single women, the elderly sisters, and check with them. Exactly as Jamila said, have a sister representative. Good job. Have a sister representative to reach out for them and all of that. Good idea. What do you brothers think about that? Hello, you brothers. Y'all got welfare. Fresno, you on the board. Y'all got a welfare, health and welfare committee at you? Huh?
Yeah, we got a welfare committee. Yes, we do.
Y'all do? Yeah, good. And
yes,
y'all,
we do.
So y'all check on the people, right?
Yeah, we check on them now, Sheba.
Okay, you ain't blowing their heads off.
Girl, look. Asking Allah for the help.
Geechee, what did you say? Geechee?
I'm here. I didn't hear what about what.
Oh, I thought that was you talking. Somebody else was talking. Anissa, was it you? Somebody else was trying to talk. I thought it was Anissa. Well, you, Geechee. All right, but good job, guys. That's a good idea. Put a committee in effect at these mosques to check on these single sisters. That's what made me move. Let me tell y'all something. Is my mother listening? My mother tell y'all, Mom, you in here? I think my mother's listening. That's what made me move back home. When I had my first knee surgery 2 years ago and retired, I moved back to Cleveland because I said, boy, I could die here. You know, when you get sick like that, that's when you start thinking. I said, I could die. Nobody would know I'm dead. Nobody would, they'd probably bury me in a grave and burn my body. I mean, I started thinking like that. I said, let me go move back to Cleveland. And I didn't want to come back to Cleveland because of that snow. But I said, let me go back to Cleveland because at least that's where my family is and all the people I grew up with. They'll check on me. I got Latifah and all them. Everybody can check. Have anybody heard from Layla? You know, anybody seen Layla? You know, that's what made me move back home. Okay, Sister Sakina, she said that she's on the wellness committee. She said, I'm on the wellness committee. However, I am one of the oldest and single sisters, so I check on myself and others. Alhamdulillah. Well, we have it here at Sunnahfollowers. Even at our website, we're always, I'll say, where's Sabrine? Anybody seen Sabrine? Where's Anissa? Anybody heard from Anissa? You know, Mayleon, you know, where's Big Mouth? You know, we check on each other here as Sunnahfollowers too. That's a good idea. You know, that's the way of keeping that sisterhood and brotherhood strong. Okay, let's look at the next question. This is the last one. You belong to an Islamic community where the imam bases his decisions on what the people of today say. Is there anything wrong with this? And if so, what? And what should you do? What do y'all think?
You get out his community and go to one that's following what the Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah, say in the Quran, say in the companions say. Because what he's doing, you follow. You. If he was doing what he was supposed to do, then you would follow him and do that. But since he's not, he's crazy. You got to go to somebody that ain't crazy. This I mean it today. Bro, good.
Well, she finally gave a right answer, a good answer. Exactly. That's what you do, guys. Because the leader, you want to belong to a community in which the leader is upon the right aqidah and the right practice. You know, the community is only as strong and good as its leader. So that's why I tell a lot of you sisters here who are new converts, I'm always reminding you before you sisters even think about marriage. Marriage shouldn't even be on your mind. You need to be attaching yourself to a good Islamic community that follows the Quran and the Sunnah. You got to investigate because everybody claims to follow the Quran and Sunnah, but most people don't. Y'all know that. You know that. It's all about some sheikh or some fatwa online website or some university or some famous personality. So y'all have to investigate. Okay, and that was the last question. Mashallah, you guys did pretty good on the quiz today. Like I said, I try to make everything here because I know everybody listening to me, we're all, including myself, we're all going through some hard times. Allah is testing the believers and Allah is punishing the hypocrites and unbelievers too. He's doing both. That's his job. That's what he wills. You know, but I want you sisters, young and old, to understand that this is what life is all about. It's a test. Allah tells us we were created to worship him. He put us here to test us. And I don't want none of you young girls to be looking at me as being some great role model. Oh, no, 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 no. Them role models should be those female companions I'm teaching y'all. Let Salama be your role model. You know, let Kulthum be your role model. Zainab bint Abu Salama. Not me, because don't ever think that Layla's happy with her life being alone. That's, oh no. I'd give anything. Just like you, sisters. I'd give anything to be with a righteous, sincere man to champion me. Don't ever forget that. And by the way, guys, don't make the people of today your role model anyway. The best role models are the ones that's dead. And Allah says in the Quran, the best of this nation were those first generation of Muslims. Don't make any of us people living on this earth today your role model. I can be your mentor, but not your role model. Your role model should be those companions. Because like I told y'all in that short video I put out the other day, we all are wearing a mask. All of us are wearing a mask. You don't know what's hidden behind the mask. I put on a big mask to come here and teach y'all, but I'm hurting too. I'm hurting too. Oh my God, if y'all only knew. We all have to wear a mask. So don't make anyone on this earth today your role model that's living. Your role model should be those original companions, because Allah has said they earned his pleasure. He is pleased with them as they are pleased with him. Make them your role model in life. All right, I'm going to close out for right now. And inshallah, we got another class tonight. What? Yeah, Aurora. Yeah, work on your theses, Aurora. I know I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Y'all know I can tear a name up. Aurora, I don't know. Work on your theses tonight. Work on your theses. Keep your mind busy and off of that crazy stuff. All right, so inshallah, I'll be back at 9 o'clock with the Hadith class, and it'll be from the book entitled Not One of Us. So that'll be at 9. Tomorrow's the Q&A, right? And I'll make up something for that. All right. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka. By the way, guys, we need donations. We ain't got but $10 in our account now. Thanks to Anissa and somebody else's donation, they paid the Canva. Alhamdulillah. But that put us down to $10. Please, we need donations. We ain't got but $10 in our account. Please donate, guys. We need them back. All right. So, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. See you.